You're not afraid of retirement. You've done a great job building your portfolio. You're ready to retire, but you're still researching and staying up at night because you keep thinking about these risks that could cause you to run out of money before you want to. There are 4 core risks that I am constantly talking to my clients about because I've been doing this for 20 years and helping them retire and helping them implement their strategies. There's a 5th one that I bring up to my clients that you may have not considered. Stick around to the end of the video and I'll tell you about that 5th one. But for now, let's jump into number 1. The first risk that we're going to discuss today is probably an obvious one: market risk. On average, there is going to be a correction in the market, major, once every 10 years. So if you're thinking about your retirement, it's probably going to be longer than 10 years, right? So you're going to have maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 market cycles when you could see a major risk. You could see the market drop. During your retirement phase, that's going to be a very tricky position to maneuver. If you have all of your assets and your income coming out of a portfolio that's heavily invested in the stock market, you're going to not only see your account value decrease, but you're then going to realize those losses as you're distributing cash to yourself. So market risk is a very real and upfront risk that faces a lot of retirees and keeps a lot of people up at night. The second risk that many people also have thought about is their healthcare risk. The older we get, yes, there's health advances in medication, there's health advances in medical equipment and procedures, but as we all get older, we know our health deteriorates. So the chances of us needing to spend more money on some sort of healthcare service or treatment goes way up as we get older. There's nothing really that anybody can avoid this right now, but what we should be doing is thinking about, what does our family history look like? What does our personal health experience look like? How well are you taking care of yourself? These are all factors that are going to be very unique to you and not anybody else. So you need to build that into your strategy and have realistic expectations for not only your desired level of care, but also what level of care you're actually going to need. And these are very, very expensive potential mistakes to make, as you can imagine, if they're not adequately prepared for. The third mistake that most people don't think about that I mentioned in a previous video is sequence of returns. You need to pay attention to what money are you going to be living off of in the immediate future, the near term, and the long term. And this again goes into sort of that bucketing strategy. You want to have more conservative assets that you're planning to use in the near future, and your more aggressive investments and growth-oriented investments are going to be for later down the road. You don't want to be touching your growth investments in a down year because you need extra cash. So segmenting and bucketing your money appropriately is something that I help my clients with all the time, but it's something to definitely consider for your retirement strategy. And the fourth risk is something that really none of us have direct control over, is political and tax risk. This comes from the tax code changing, Congress passing a new law, something materially changes in the way that we pay taxes or how we pay taxes on certain investments and assets. And this is something that we really can't control. It's basically the rules of the game could potentially change at some point in our future. And chances are they probably will change once, twice, maybe 3 times over the course of your retirement. So as the fourth risk and not being in control over it, it's something that we need to be aware of, but we can't really necessarily take action that will be permanent forever. It's going to be an ebb and flow type of decision. So now we're on to risk number 5. That one that many people really don't think about initially, but it's really, really a multiplier of the other core 4 that I just went over. The 5th risk is longevity risk. This, in simple terms, is how long you're going to live. And the longer you do live into retirement, the more impactful those core risks are going to take effect. So the longer you live in retirement, the more market cycles you're going to go through. The longer you live in retirement, the more years of care potentially you may need when it comes to a medical cost. The more years in retirement, the more times there's elections and Congress is going to turn over and there's going to be new decisions and laws passed too. So you have to deal with more changes. And lastly, the sequence of return risks. The longer you live, this is something where you have more sequence of returns, more years that you have to compensate for. Somebody who's going to have a 10-year retirement, I'll be honest, it's a lot easier for me to plan for them than somebody who says, I'm going to live 40 years because we need that money to last a whole lot longer. So as you think about your core risks, pay attention to your longevity and see how is that going to affect and essentially multiply the effect of the 4 core that I'm always talking to my clients about. So we hit on the 4 core risks that I'm always talking to my retirement clients about. And I gave you that special 5th one too. So remember where it came from. But let's interact. Use the link below, reach out. I'm sure you have some different follow-up questions and maybe some ones specific to your situation. That's what I'm here for. That's why I created this channel. That's why I want to make it easy for you to book some time with me. Let's get to know each other. Let me see if I can help give you a little bit of insight into your personal retirement plan.